Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Stage Racer, episode number 89. Next on our list, here in this final season, winner go home. So far, it's been win, win, win. Next up, we have the Volta Cyclista e Catalunya. So, the race of Catalonia. Still no fitness peak yet. We're 4 for 4 in the GC category. This first stage, it's more about survival, and so I'll probably kind of bypass this one and work it off camera to make sure I don't lose any time. But stage 2, a little more punchy, could be something there. Stage 3, again, maybe, but it's still 14 kilometers from the finish line, and it's not that steep of a downhill. Stage 4, though. That is going to be kind of the first decisive one. So I may or may not actually just bypass the first 3 stages and see where we're at stage 4. Take my chances. I'm a punchy enough rider that we should be okay and be in it. And stage 5, that's 11 kilometers from the end. Most of it downhill, a slight uphill again at the finish, but not much uphill prior. 6 is flat, 7, this is really going to come down to kind of just the one stage. So, you know what, let's just go ahead and take our chances on the first 3 stages, and you can sit here with me and see how we do, where we're placed at, if we get lucky or not. So, Bennett, Rodriguez, and I all in the top 15, no time loss on the first stage, with Tim Valens taking that first one. Dun, dun, dun. On to stage number 2. Stage 2 is going to be a little more decisive. It is a slight uphill anyway. Bennett on fitness peak right now. That's going to give him a little advantage. Bernal takes second. I'm still without a time loss this time. So that bumps me up into 4th place overall. Mataway in the current race lead. Key point being we're still in it and haven't lost any time. Never mind those other racers that are around us. Stage 3, there's no reason to think that this is going to be a small group finish. This should, a climb of this nature, really should still have 40 or 50 riders at the finish. But knowing this game and how the quick sims work, it's going to end up being a group of about 10 or less. 23. Hey, that's not far from it. Not far from the prediction, but all of a sudden we're down to just a really small group. Time gaps, though, it's still really close. I mean, we're looking at inside of a minute all the way through 37th place, and then even the riders after that certainly aren't far out of this. But right now we're into a podium place. Mataway still leading. Barrier second, so we're on the same time. Dumoulin is 17 seconds down. Bennett, Jack Burke, and Elisande. Carapaz right there, 1 second further back. Alright, so on to this decisive stage number 4. This possibly will be the only one that we do in this race until, I suppose, the final stage, just to secure whatever points for GC if we are in at least a podium place. And looking at a profile like this one, you would think with Bennett, Bernal, Kwiatkowski, Landa, Osorio, and Rodriguez, all climbers, I should have plenty of support, unless Bennett is the team leader, but I would imagine I'm at least co-leader, if not the overall leader. Still 100 kilometers to go, 3 climbs left, but most of what's left is uphill. There's a couple downhill sections, but It's definitely the big climbing stage. But like I said, with the team support that I have, we're in pretty good shape. The one thing I did notice as the stage was loading up this season, there actually are out there in the competition, in the field, in this field specifically, there are actually a lot of climbers that have leveled up their climbing ability this season. Nielsen Palace, for example, is an 84 on the climb now. Peloton already down to 88 riders. It's shrinking pretty quickly. Osorio quite tired, but he'll get a small chance to recover here and should hang in the group, at least for now. I'm back to full strength as we approach our ALS category climb, and we're going to be climbing long before the climb actually initiates the official base of the climb. So it's a big one here. Osorio a little tired, but everybody else is quite fresh at this point. And we're just going to sit tight. There are 12 left off the front of the field. One of them already in no man's land, so just 11 left to worry about. And we begin to go up, up, and then up again. 90 riders as we pull back the no man's land guy. 244 to the breakaway riders. And this is 19 kilometers at a 5% average gradient. You get that one little downhill section, which does lower the percentage a bit. But I'm going to casually sit on here at about 75, make sure that I don't lose anything going up over the top. But as we are already down to 15K from what if you add on the actual beginning, this is a good 20 plus 25 kilometer climb. And we've already gone to that downhill section and are just about ready to reel in the breakaway. And the peloton is shrinking pretty quick, 28 riders now. And meanwhile, I've been just kind of cruising along. 24 riders. Some of those from the break. Osorio, the first one out the back for us. But a lot of other guys are definitely on the edge here. But I just keep on cruising. Okay with the pace we're pulling right now, because if we get over the top here in a moment, you've got 5 more riders around me to support us on the final climb, which is going to make life easy. 4 riders ahead as they hit the top at the front. Jenny is Micah, Angelino, and Carboni. Bernal was very much in the KOM classification, but did not go into the break. He's here to support me. I would have been completely fine if he had gone off to try to claim the KOM. Here we are, 41 riders chasing 4, so it did come back together slightly. I'm already fully recovered, just a couple kilometers over the top there. My teammates, though, are far from it. Benner's still in pretty good shape, but I will not get support from him until he's probably the only guy left around me, or maybe one of 2 left around me. Rodriguez, Landa, Bernal starting their recovery. Kwiatkowski a little bit slower on that because he's at least not presently at the moment, but he's been taking turns to lead out at the front. We're actually down to 36, so our group has shrunk, and those 5 riders off the front have come together. Were they joined by somebody? Wasn't it 4? Whatever it is, my teammates are doing their thing and recovering, and we're on this downhill section that's not leading to quick recoveries for riders because it's really not that steep. So as we approach the base, yeah, most of my guys are kind of just there now. Kwiatkowski's got like 3% left. And as we turn uphill, we're instantly seeing a change. Okay, we want to pick this up, make sure I don't slip backwards. So 33 riders chasing those 5. Small gap to them. We've already brought in 1. The other 4 will be caught very soon, so whoever wins this stage will almost certainly be the overall winner, and I'm hoping that that's going to be me. 2 left to catch. 1 left to catch. And the field's back together. 32 riders left. I'm getting a slightly blinking red, but only slightly. So the pace is quite hot, and most of that is because it's my team at the front. 3 riders at the front, working hard. Well, really 2. 1 protecting me. 24 riders now. We're down to 2.9k, and I don't have Bennert, so it's up to me. Let's go ahead and use our gel now, and here comes the acceleration by Carapaz. Okay, 2k to go. Why are you... Okay, now I get Bennert. Down to 13 riders. Okay, 1.5k. This is going to come down to a little bit of a sprint, isn't it? So we need to start accelerating here. Get out in front of these guys. 11 riders are all that's left. 500 meters. No separation today. Oh, I thought Moss had it, but we're going to take it. He ran out of energy a little bit early. We do get the stage win, but it's only 7 riders altogether. There's Nielsen Palace right on us. He's riding for Movie Star. Wow. Okay, Carapaz is 3rd on the stage. Moss, Martinez, Demoulin there, Kamna, McNulty. McNulty's another one who his climbing ability has risen significantly this season. Mataway in 9th. Did he lose time or not? He might not have lost time. He still could win this race. Barrier right there as well. I think those 2 were just dropped. We'll see. If there's a time loss for them, then I should be the race winner. There's still some stages to go. There's still some punchiness left, but I don't ever see myself really getting dropped on those stages. So it's a lot of what ifs left scenario-wise. So we'll keep things alive long enough to see what the current standings are and how much work we have yet to do in this race, and whether I really need to bother or whether we're going to be able to kind of sit this one out until that final stage and go claim a GC victory to go 5 for 5. It looks good so far, but it's still close time-wise. I mean, there was no separation at all. Or at least not among a handful of riders. Come on, last 2 riders. You've now been eliminated on time.
And here are the key moments of the race.
Alright, so 6 on same time. Kamna loses time. McNulty, Mataway, Barrier do lose time, 45 seconds. Bennett comes in at 1:08. That gives me a 20-second lead over Carapaz, 23 over Demoulin, half minute over Moss, Paulus at 40, Mataway, Barrier about a minute back, along with Leonard Kamna. McNulty rounds out that top 10. Bennett is 12th. And we've got the team classification. It's not a big lead, it's just 20 seconds. So the quick sim from here is a little bit of a risky move. But considering where we're at and how we've been doing, I'm more concerned about the time of pushing our way through this season as opposed to sitting through meaningless stages that we're not actually going to win. That we're actually more likely to get a decent result out of the quick sim than we are really participating. This one, if we were to participate, we'd have a chance at winning, but it'd be a rather slim chance. Like I said, 11 kilometers over the top till the finish. Bernal, Rodriguez, I lose time. I lost 14 seconds. Carapaz now 6 seconds behind. Demoulin 9. Really? Demoulin? Mr. I've got 0 punch whatsoever. That 75 is actually kind of insulting. I I diss on him way too much. I've just never been a fan of his ratings on here, other than his time trial ratings, which are well deserved. But I think he's a 79 or a 78 as a climber. And I'd put him like 72, 73 on hills. I just think he's vastly overrated. For example, he won the Giro. I'm on the verge of winning the Giro in my career mode with Evenepoel, who's far from where he should be. The Giro is not the Tour de France. We're still in the lead, though, but that lead is quite slender at this point. I think the next stage is the one and only sprint stage of this race, so that won't affect things. And then I'll have to finish out the final stage anyway to claim points, and therefore I should still be in the lead entering that last stage, and then I'll at least have something to defend. Bernal sprints his way to 9th. He does have a pretty good turn of pace. About to end the month of March. We'll be heading into April. So we're going to pick up another 65 points. Plus whatever we get here. So we should be over 200 after this next day is done, which will put us well on our way to the next level. Which again is just a skill point at that point. We're not picking up any attributes. This is not the kind of stage where you get away. But you never know. The main thing is not letting Carapaz win the stage and not getting dropped. And then we would maintain our perfect record in GC. The perfect stage record, of course, was already lost last episode, but man, oh man, it's crazy that we've done this much this season. Final 40K. This is the climb. This is a climb I could definitely get some separation on, and it does have a downhill finish, and I've won this stage before in whatever races it's appeared in, because there's more than one race that this stage exists in, but I have won this one before. It's hard to get enough separation, though. You've got to get it fairly early, and you've got to be pretty good on the downhill, which I'm okay. I mean, I'm a 75 downhill today. It's possible. We've got 4 more times up the climb. Pace is starting to pick up. We're down to 85 in the peloton, 20 in the break. They've still got a minute. You get a lot of yo-yoing as the groups, kind of come together and separate as you change, whether you're going uphill, downhill. Incline, decline allows things. Change of tempo. Anyway, 55 now, chasing. 17 of the riders at the front have been ditched, and we are on that verge of catching these guys. And I don't want to waste energy here, but I'm kind of looking to thin things maybe a little bit over the top this time. Apparently Bennard's had his chances, and he's done with those. As today he's actually in support. Landa is already out the back. Bernal is the one who's been given free rein today. Down to just 44 riders with 2 climbs to go. What I'd like to do is I'm going to take these 4 guys, and I'm going to set myself up for an attack. Kwiatkowski would be not the ideal one. It's Bennett, but I'm looking at the energy. Well, same with Rodriguez, but again, it's Kwiatkowski who's got the energy right now. So we'll get Rodriguez to start pushing tempo and bring it to the front. We're going to get in that ideal position And we'll be at the front for the next climb, and I want to damage the field a little bit this time, but this is more about getting a strong position right now than it is about leaving too many riders behind. Gogo kind of blocking us off here, though. Finally, we find some space to get around him. Sure. Yeah, we're all here. Last 2 riders away. They still have 45 seconds. That is not a guarantee that we would catch them here. This is the time to attack. Kwiatkowski actually would be the ideal downhill guy, but that's okay. Rodriguez brings us forward. And now it's Kwiatkowski's turn. Final 9.5K. Still 35 seconds to those guys. Like I said, not an easy catch at all. Okay, go ahead and transcend, Kwiatkowski. Give me your 80 uphill, that's good. We'll get Bennett taken off here in a moment, if that even happens. Yeah, we're not getting enough separation. Okay, I'm going to use my gel now, and I'm going to go forward. There's our 2 riders.
The pace seems much too high for many riders.
Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can get a little separation here. I do. Now we go into the acrobatic descent. 16 seconds is the gap, 3.5K to go. Arrow position, 21 seconds. Just 7 riders giving chase, 2K to go. 1.5K to go. Final kilometer, 24 seconds. That is enough. We're going to stay ahead. They're not going to catch up to me. We got this thing. Stage and GC.
We're waiting for the tailenders who continue to arrive.
And 23 seconds ahead of Tim Valens, Enrique Mas, Carapaz, Bernal, Mataway, Dumoulin, Yates, Van Poppel, and Cosnefroy. I was worried it was too late, too close to the top. It was literally the final few hundred meters where my teammates were used up. Bernal managed to finish 5th, by the way. But it was that final few hundred meters to the top of the climb that I was able to attack. Didn't think I would get enough acceleration there, but those extra skills, the arrow tuck, the acrobatic position, those actually built the lead further than what I had. And because of the downhill, it didn't really use up much energy at all. I do claim a 22-second victory, which makes it a 38-second overall. Carapaz ahead of Dumoulin, Moss, Wellens, Mataway, Perrier, Martinez, Ignolte, and Adam Yates moves into 10th. Bennett keeps 12th. Bernal gets back up to 15th. Rodriguez, Kwiatkowski, Landa all in the top 25. Just showing the strength of our team, really. Wellens takes the points classification. I claim the under 25s. We claim the team classification. And that's another good positive result. I end up getting 80 points, which was more than what I expected for this race. But that puts us at 205. We're about to pick up 65 on top of it. So we're just 30 points away from leveling up yet again. No attribute points this time, but still, I mean, we're making quick work of these levels. I really thought we might not see any levels this season based on kind of how they've been, where they've been. Well, this is probably our last season, but I don't even get contacts of interest for my own team. Well, that's not cool. Limited points per season as well. It'll build. Jumbo-Visma or do kind of Quick Step would kind of be the natural other choice. So we'll just go 2 each. go. It's really a Basque Country. It's a 6-stage race. And so we're going to split that off into the next episode. For now, here's how things stand. I'm doubling up everybody else. That's what's up. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Also, be sure to check out 2 new series that I've just launched. One late yesterday, right upon release, Snow Runner. At the time of recording this, I haven't even got my hands on the game yet. And then also releasing later today, Gears Tactics. So 2 new series. Be sure to check those out, and have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.